I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Talladega. Rule 10 in 2024 Most Improved Driver, Canadian Stig, Jason Rome on the front row. Tommy D and JC Outlaw on the second row. Tom Marshall and E-Racer on the third row. Robert Doig and Brian Blakemore on the fourth row. John Pansula and JJ Wiggles round out the top 10. Gary Ragland and the closer, 11th and 12th. Rick Tillman in 13th. Jack Watts in 14th. Mike Rippon in 15th. Greg H in 16th. Richard Rev starting in 17th, Michael Whitaker in 18th, Jimmy P in 19th, and Sheldon Fettig starts 20th. Tommy Cristiano in 21st, Joanne Wilson 22nd, Ken Worley in 23rd, Papa John Schmoopy starts in 24th. Jeff Carlson 25th, Hank Sayer in 26th, James Sorrentino 27th, Timothy Lewis 28th, Bender and Frenchie round out the top 30. Midnight Rider, Miller Time Andy, Lawman, Brent Shaberger, and Charlie Mace round out the field at Talladega. Folks, welcome to the Worn Out Racer Stormy Nation Holiday Express. 50 laps at Talladega. All out here celebrating their fearless leader, Stormy Nation, ready to put on a show for everybody on track and all you fine folks at home. Hey, good evening, Darren Silva cheering on Rick Tillman here tonight. Rick starting in 10th, and it looks like Frenchie is out front with that nice, beautiful Christmas paint scheme that are going to delay the green flag. I reckon this is to honor Stormy Nation, the man that brought them all together. Frenchie dropping to the bottom. He's going to drop to the tail end. And they are going to go in and take the green flag. Well, that was a surprise. They have taken the green flag. They are away. It will not take long for them to pack back up. Tommy D quickly shooting to second. Rule Tane. Oh, no, they were just catching the pace car. Everybody will fall back into line. So everybody stacks back up. We should get the green this time by. All 35 drivers are on track. 35 drivers, a 50-lap race around a 2.66 mile high-speed, nose-to-tail, non-stop excitement. It's gonna be a great Friday night. And of course, every one of these drivers does have the threat and the worry of the big one. Will they survive to make it to the end? Fortunately, because it is a fun race, all the drivers have unlimited fast repairs here tonight. Now we are going green. Pace car drops in. It is a long drive to the start-finish line here at Talladega. Into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away for the Stormy Nation Holiday Express race. All the worn-out racers, 40 and older, taken to the track. It will take about a lap and a half to get these cars to full speed. A few drivers will be able to get a better start, get up through the gears a little quicker. If you time it right and move right, you can make your way and pick up quite a few positions early on. It does look like a group has broken off the back to play it safe in the early going. Looks like Sheldon Fettig leading that second group. Now it looks like a couple more have dropped off. Jeff Carlson now is leading that second group behind the lead pack. They're going to try and play it safe here early. Meanwhile, up front, Canadian Stig has taken the lead for the first time tonight. The 2024 Most Improved Driver of the Year. And that speaks volumes. I have raced with Jason quite a bit, and I know he is a dang good driver. He gets a big push from behind, and Jason leads that lap. Getting a little spicy already, 3 wide. Now 4 wide as they go through 1 and 2. A little bit early to be trying that. Everybody makes it out okay. I do know they practiced some 4 wide racing. They were even practicing 5 wide racing in practice. So who knows what we will see out on track tonight. Richard Rev in the 00, already up 7 spots into 10th. Jimmy P has followed him forward, up 8 spots now into 11th. A lot of drivers settling back behind that second pack, led by Jeff Carlson, about 1.5 seconds back. It looks like Ken Worley is dropping off the pack as well to join that second group. And as always, folks, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for out here tonight. Top 4 is going single file for a moment, but Jimmy P has put together a group on the high side. They are starting to move forward. As the night goes on, that high line gets rubbered in, and it does get faster. And while these cars, NASCAR has made these very much like a GT4 road car, they have a lot of new downforce tricks and a lot of grip. When you bring them here, it ain't as much as you need. Riding along with JC Outlaw, and you see how much these guys are moving around the car. It's just not planted at all. We'll take a lap with JC as he crosses the start-finish line, heading down the front straightaway into turn 1. Note that start-finish line is almost at the entrance to turn one. Doesn't matter now, will matter on the final lap. And you see that weave. The other concern they have here tonight for the first time ever in the new debris system. Oh, we've got a wreck up on the high side. Caution is out. And JC may survive it unscathed. JC was unscathed, but a lot of drivers were not. Michael Whitaker, Jack Watts, JJ Wiggles, Timmy D, and several others involved. See if we can see what happened. Let's back up just a little bit. Here they come down the back straightaway. Oh, looks like Stiggy may have gotten a bump from the high side. He turned right and came across. See if we can get another angle on this one. Looking down from the blimp. Oh, Stiggy just got a little squirrely. The other car gets to the high side. Just one of those racing incidents. But that group, about a second and a half back behind, they survived. See, they just now come into the picture. Worth reminding everybody, it is a fun race tonight. They do have unlimited fast repairs, so all those drivers will be back out on track, but those guys just lost a ton of track position. Everybody from about 16th on back has come to pit road. The big winners on this one, Jimmy P and the closer, now first and second, both up 10 spots. Jeff Carlson now in 11th, up 14. Miller Time Andy up 20 spots into 12th. Brent Chaberger up 21 spots into 13th. And Michael Whitaker up to 14th. Biggest loser appears to be Brian Blakemore, who drops 15 spots into 23rd. Hey, good evening, Boss Kid, and thank you for the raid. Fortunately, as mentioned, none of the drivers will be knocked out of the race. Lights go out. They stack back up. 35 drivers still on track. And it looks like, no, Hank Sayer is out early. Looks like he has retired from the race. Double checking, but it looks like the rest of these 34 cars are going to maintain the lead lap. Air temperature here in Alabama tonight, just 65 degrees. The track a little bit cooler, 95 degrees. We usually see the track temperature here well over 110. It's definitely going to help the drivers, the tire wear, and they are going to have a little bit more horsepower. Jimmy P in the closer, up front, iRacer 49 and Gary Ragland on the second row. Robert Duig, Tom Marshall in the third row. Mike Rippon, John Pansola on the fourth row. JC Outlaw and Richard Rev round out the top 10. Hold on, boys and girls. The pace car's about to jump back in. Remember, that start-finish line close to the, not in the center of the front stretch. It is down almost into 1 and 2. And what do you say? They have delayed the green. Looks like the green flag has been delayed for 1 lap. Everybody getting stacked up. 2 drivers are on their way back in to top off on fuel. Timothy Lewis and Brent Chayberger both on pit road. Just a quick, looks like Chayberger still had some damage from the incident. And while that wreck did have a nice sized group of cars in it, I don't think we have seen the big one just yet, folks. Lights are back out on the pace car, and as I was saying, right before they extended the caution, I think it's time to get a little bit loud here at Talladega. So how about on the restart, we crank it up a bit for you folks. When the pace car hits pit road, I'm going to shut up, you guys crank it up and listen to all the horsepower. Definitely going to be a wild restart. 34 cars still on the lead lap all together. Here we go. Pace car is in. And here they come. Green flag is back in the air. Crank it up, y'all. I think some of those drivers were aiming for a front stretch camera as the closer has the lead, followed by Gary Ragland. Robert Duig, iRacer 49, Jimmy P has dropped back into 5th, but has hopped up to the high line trying to make his way back to the front. Jimmy did make his way up to the front from the high side before the first caution. Oh, we've got some action behind. Caution is back out. Everybody looks to be okay, but it looks like Stiggy got caught up again. See if we can see what happened to bring this one out. Oh, just a lot of bumping side by side as they go through. Looking down from above, we had one car try and shoot up into a gap that wasn't there. One more look at it from above, and you see several drivers. Wow, the 00 spins and spins, but manages to save it. Great save by Richard Rev. I don't know that he took any damage. Looks like he is going to come to pit road. May have minor damage on the right front. Overall, though, that car is still in good shape. Of course, they have unlimited fast repairs, so they might as well go ahead and get it fixed. Ken Worley managed to avoid that chaos, picks up 12 spots, now up into 11th. Nobody in the top 10, looks like nobody in the top 10 went to pit road on that. 15 cars stay out, the rest of the field is in. And there's the race off pit road. Looks like Rick Tillman wins the race off pit road this time. All the drivers beginning to stack back up. They should get the 1 to green this time by. We've seen the view from the blimp. There's a view from our overhead chopper. Chopper staying right behind the cars out on track. Should get 1 to green this time by. 2 cautions so far, but I believe that first wreck with about 6 cars was the biggest incident we have had thus far. Lights go out on the pace car. Still no big one here tonight. The closer, Gary Ragland on the front row. Robert Doig and Jimmy P on the second row. E-Racer 49 and John Pansula on the third row. Tom Marshall, Greg H on the fourth. And Mike Rippon and Ken Worley round out the top 10. And looks like Gary Ragland Gary may be having connection problems. Hopefully that squares itself away once he goes back to green. Gary is there in the red and white number 7 car. Looks like it is smoothed out for the moment. And here we go. Pace car is back in. Through the tri-oval they come. Into the restart zone, and green flag is back in the air at Talladega. We mentioned it earlier, some of these guys, if they can get off the line quickly, get up through the gears quickly, can pick up a lot of spots, but nobody making any big moves on this restart. Except for Robert Duick, who goes to the high line, gets the run and takes the lead. He gets help from behind from Jimmy P. And Jimmy P clears on the high side as Ragland drops to the bottom, as Robert drops to the bottom, Jimmy back to the lead. Richard Rev had a problem a moment ago. No caution. Rev is still rolling. Looks like he may be headed to pit road. We'll take a look just a moment and see what happened. Let's see. Oh! Looked like he was trying to come down to the bottom. He was up in that middle line, thought he was clear to come down, but another car sitting there smacks that inside wall. Hopefully, after repairs, he'll come back out. Things get wild very quickly here. Robert Duick in the lead for the moment with the closer on his bumper. And it's starting to get spicy mid-pack there, 4 wide. And here we go. 2 cars into the wall. Caution is back out. It's getting a little bumpy, and the guys are going 4 wide awfully early. See if we can see where this started. Michael Whitaker right behind this mess. Here they are 4 wide, and it just takes that little of a bump to turn 2 cars into the outside wall, and a third car catches a piece of it. Blakemore gets it turned around, but he blew the engine. He'll be coming in Hopefully he'll make it to pit road. Richard Rev is back out on track. Hopefully he'll get way back to the lead lap. Tommy D also back out, as well as Blakemore. Take another look at this incident. You see the Busch car just barely taps the car on the high side. They go around and pile in. Fortunately, only 4 cars involved in this one. Looking down from the blimp, once again, they just a little bit of a love tap. The white car was trying to back out of it. Just wasn't quick enough. The cautions are extending the fuel windows for these drivers that have not been in yet. Looks like Michael Whitaker did have to tow it in after his engine let go. The top 5, actually 7 of the top 8 still have not been in. Robert Doug, Tom Marshall, Jimmy P, the closer, Mike Rippon, Ken Worley. Now, Ken Worley in 6th is the only one that has been to pit road. Gary Ragland and John Pansula have not been in as well. So, of that top 8, only Worley has been to pit road. They have 35 laps on fuel in the car. I don't think they could get enough pace laps here to make up the other 15. But you never know. If drivers are conserve fuel, anything could happen. Pace car is in. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Barney's getting a workout up in the flag stand here tonight. Robert Doug goes to the lead. Jimmy P right on his bumper. Tom Marshall leads the high line at the moment. Remember, a lap to a lap and a half to get these cars up to full speed. That doesn't seem to matter. They are already banging off each other down the backstretch. They're already 3 wide on the backstretch. Jack Watts, who was fastest in practice, now back up into 16th as he moves his way forward. Richard Rev did get waved back to the lead lap there in the purple 00. We'll see if he can make his way back to the front. John Pansula leads the high line. Tom Marshall now at the front on the bottom. Whoa, Pansula tried to... Marshall tried to block. And the closer shoots up the middle. He's going to take the lead. Looks like Marshall is going to drop back in the field just a little bit. Now that he has led a lap here. Maybe he's not going to drop back. He is not showing any signs of going backwards. Might start trying to fight his way back toward the front. Now he's losing ground with no help up on the top. More 3 wide. And it looks like Marshall may get some help. As we're seeing, no. Oh! Wow, great save by the 71. Frenchie there got a bit squirrely for a moment. Got it gathered up. Still going the right way. He might want to follow that white car up on the high side. Canadian stick. Back on the move. Smoke ahead. Some drivers down on the apron. No caution. Looks like E-Racer ended up down on the bottom. Everybody else okay for the moment. No caution. Let's see what happened. Oh, 3 wide into turn 1. Everybody checks up. E-Racer able to save it. He stays low to let everybody get by. Gets back up on track safely. Great save by E-Racer. That car was way out of shape, and it is extraordinarily difficult to save it once you're down on the apron. Midnight Rider has gone to the pits, come back out. Remember, 5 of these drivers have not been to pit road. But a lot of these drivers, in fact, most of the field who pitted on that last caution at lap 14, in either of the last 2 cautions, should be able to go the distance on fuel. But our current top 2, the closer and Jamie P., neither one of those have been in yet. Man, they are getting aggressive with the bump draft. Tommy Cristiano in 3rd. Giving Jimmy some big push through the turns. Tom Marshall on that high line is starting to move forward once again. A lot more 3 wide. We've got 1 now, 4 wide. Everybody makes it through, but man, that was close. They almost didn't make it through on that one. There is a second group led by Canadian Stig. Looks. And Papa John's Schmoopy. They're about 5 seconds back. Might be the safest place on track right now, as these guys are still going at it. Bender, that 109 car, he's the one we saw in the wall in that 4 wide a moment ago. He has already moved back up into 6th. Ain't nobody out here lifting. They're going 3 and 4 wide at the front. Oh! 2 cars off. Wow. They both managed to save it. Tommy D and JC Outlaw have a big problem managing to stay out of trouble. Great save by both. Let's see if we can get a look at that. Looking down from the blip as they come down the back straightaway. Oh, JC comes up, gets it, or Tommy comes up, gets into JC. They both manage to save it, straighten it out. Another close call, just a little love tap. Both drivers do recover. And caution is back out. Looks like Gary Ragland and Ken Worley involved in this. This will get the field back together. Richard Rev also involved. Oh, there's that lead pack. They've been bumping awfully hard. Body panels fly, and several cars up on track also involved. And Richard Rev catches a piece of it yet again. Looking down from the blip, you see him just push up, and wow. You see the cars up. There was one car riding his side down the safer barrier. About a half dozen or so cars involved with that, and here we go. Everybody within the fuel window now. Everybody is headed in. Looks like Tommy Cristiano stayed out. Sheldon Fettig stays out. Timothy Lewis stays out as well. Brian Blakemore, Brent Chaberger, JJ Wiggle stays out as well. Now the aggression about to crank up to 11. They'll have less than 20 laps to go. And a lot of these guys that were up front leading a few moments ago, now going to be out back. Hey, good evening, Ryan. How are you, buddy? And if you guys are over 40 on iRacing, check out Worn Out Racers. You can find them on Facebook. You can find their website as well. I believe it's wornoutracers.com. It is wornoutracers.com. They run races every single day. And a great group of guys. Had a blast hanging out with them during practice. Ryan, you definitely should, man. You'd fit right in, buddy. It's like 35, 40 guys just like you and I. I knew you'd like that one, bud. Lights go out on the pace car. Double checking. Tommy Cristiano is the only driver that is questionable on fuel. He last pitted on lap 7. However, with pace laps, he's got to be close to going the distance. Sheldon Fettig and Tommy Cristiano up front. Timothy Lewis, Brian Blakemore on the second row. Brent Chaberger, JJ Wiggles the third row. The closer and Jimmy P on the fourth row. Tommy D and Johan Wilson round out the top 10. Biggest mover of the night so far, Timothy Lewis, up 25 spots into third. Still 31 cars on the lead lap. And it looks like the other 4 are out of the race now. So still 31 cars in the field. All of them on the lead lap. 4 drivers out early as the pace car drops in. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. Cristiano got a big run and a big jump and may have made a big mistake. A lot of tracks you want that big lead, but man, Talladega, Daytona, you get too far out, these guys are just going to fly by you. That's a lesson Sheldon Fettig is teaching him now. Top 6 have a little bit of a gap at the moment. Looks like not everybody had it together. Did not get off the line as well on this restart. It will take a lap and a half for the field to get back to full speed. Once they do, most of this field will pull back together. Papa John Schmoopy leading that second pack. They're about 2 seconds back at the moment. They're going to have to tighten it up and get single file to get back to the lead pack and quick. 17 laps to go. These boys are about to crank it up to 11. We've got one car dropping low. That was Jimmy P. dropped to the apron to get past Rippon. Meanwhile, the second pack has got it together. They're closing on that lead pack. Folks, don't forget, Sunday morning, 11 Eastern, GT3 NSS new season begins. BRR is off for the next 2 weeks, but SMR Gen 4 will be back Sunday night. Lead pack definitely not staying together. It is allowing the group back behind to close the gap. Greg H. now leads that second pack. Now Rultain leads it, and they continue to gain ground on that lead group. Top 4 have gone single file. They are 3 wide, 2 deep, back behind with 15 to go. And caution is back out. JJ Wiggles, Ken Worley involved. See if we can see what happened back behind. Here they go, 3 wide down the back straightaway, bumping off of each other. Wiggles gets bumped into the wall, and they come spinning back off the track. Looking down once again from the blimp. Whole lot of bumping going on there. Worley just had nowhere to go back behind. JJ Wiggles did toe to pit road. Brian Blakemore came in. Looks like James Sorrentino and Ken Worley coming in. The rest of the field staying out, trying to hold on to track position. Looks like we'll restart with about 11 to go. Maybe even with just 10 laps to go. We'll see how things play out here. It's going to be even more of a dogfight from here. We saw 3 and 4 wide racing in the first 5 laps, and I mentioned I saw 4 and 5 wide during practice. I suspect we'll see them get as wide as they possibly can as guys try to make it to the front. Sheldon Fettig and the closer up front. Joan Wilson and Tom Marshall on the second row. Tommy Cristiano, Timothy Lewis will be on the third row. Rick Tillman, Jamie P. on the fourth row. Robert Doig and Mike Rippon round out the top 10. As the pace car heads back in, they are ready to go. Looks like we'll have 12 to go at the line. Into the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Oh, that's awesome, Ryan. What'd you get, buddy? The front 5 goes single file for the moment. Now the outside line starting to form. And caution is back out. Looks like Lawman is involved in this one. So they will restart with less than 10 to go or less. How did this party get started? Coming down the back straightaway. Oh, he just comes up. The other car looked like he was going to make the move to the high side. Looking down from the blimp, yet the other car makes a run. Lawman comes up just a hair, then goes up a lot higher into the fence. Everybody manages to avoid it. Great save by all the drivers. Oh, that's awesome, Ryan. Midnight Rider, the other car involved in that, Lawman did have to tow. Midnight Rider, though, is going to make it back out. JJ Wiggles also went to pit road. Everybody else continuing to stay out. The field does have the option for 2 green-white checkered finishes. Sheldon Fettig still has the lead, followed by the closer, Timothy Lewis, Tom Marshall, Jimmy P., Robert Duigan, 6, Mike Rippon, Tommy D, Joan Wilson, and Tommy Cristiano rounding out the top 10. Timothy Lewis still the biggest mover of 25 spots into third. As we mentioned at the top of it, this is the Stormy Nation Holiday Express race that they do to honor their fearless leader, Stormy Nation, who isn't here tonight. But if you're watching at home, Stormy, this one's for you, buddy. Drivers should get the 1 to green this time by. Lawman and JJ Wiggles both still on pit road. If they don't get out soon, they actually are both down a lap at the moment, down several laps for Wiggles. Lights are out. The drivers begin to stack back up. Lawman is off pit road. But he does end up, looks like 2 laps down. He's going to need a little help to get back to the lead lap and back into the fight. Hey, Ryan, don't forget to check your messages, buddy. And I have noticed a lot of those Stormy Nation paint schemes on the cars tonight. These guys went all out to honor their fearless leader. I will do that, Ryan. Guys, don't forget to make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We Don't have a lot of broadcasts over the next few weeks, but we do have a lot of big surprises coming soon. Pace car is in. Here they come back into the restart zone. Sheldon in control. Green flag back in the air. Lap and a half to get these cars back to full speed. And no second pack this time. Nobody's going to drop off the back and play it safe. It is time for everybody to get down to business. Papa John Schmoopy on the high side, pulling back up that lead pack. Canadian Stig down on the bottom in the 87 car, back on the move. They are 3-1, making some gutsy moves back behind, but now the lead pack's getting 3 wide. The top two single file on the high line. Things is heating up front. Timothy Lewis up front for the first time tonight with the big push from Jimmy P. The closer has the lead on the bottom line with the push from Sheldon. That middle line just shoots through the gap. Tom Marshall, big move. Tom ain't done yet. He is still marching forward. Timothy and Jimmy drop down to the middle line for the moment. Three wide, almost 4 wide coming through the tri-oval. 6 laps to go at the start-finish line. Timothy Lewis has the lead of the bottom line. Oh, wreck back behind. This may be the big one. May not be. Only a couple of cars caught up. Tom Marshall, Canadian Stig, both caught. See if we can see what happened as they come down the back straightaway. There's Stiggy back behind. The wreck happens up in front of him. Man, he gets a hard hit. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Oh, Marshall looks like he just has nowhere to go as the 77 shoots up into him. Looking down from the blimp. Yeah, the 77, excuse me, just got a bad bump turned around. But a lot of drivers did manage to avoid that. Now remember, the drivers have unlimited fast repairs for this event. Canadian Stig had to limp it to pit road, but he has made it. But dang, that car took one heck of a hit. And there you see You can tell that new debris physics that iRacing has put in is making a huge difference on these cars. Let's see. Trying to see if we can get a look at the grill of the car behind. You can tell it's got a little bit of debris up in there. We mentioned it early on. This is our first broadcast since the new debris physics came out. We saw the other night with C12 Motorsports, when they went dirt racing, we saw a big effect from the debris in that race. You have to wonder, with all the new debris affecting the track and affecting the cars, is overheating going to become a bigger problem at Daytona and Talladega? Should get the 1 to green this time by, which means we will restart with 2 to go. This will not be considered a green-white checkered, so they will have an additional 2 green-white checkers available. And let's hear your guesses in the comments. How many of those green-white checkers do you think they're going to need tonight? Everybody stacked back up side by side. Timothy Lewis, Robert Doug, Jimmy P, Tommy D, and Rule Tane, your top 5. Johan Wilson, John Pansula, Ken Worley, the closer, and Sheldon Fettig, your top 10. With 2 laps to go, a lot of this is going to come down to how good of a restart you get. Do you hit your upshift just right? Can you make your way through the field quickly before you get to full speed? And here we go. Pace car drops back in. Now remember, folks, that start-finish line almost into turn 1 hasn't mattered all night where that line is. It will in 2 laps. Because quite often, the person leading right here at the center of the trioval does not win. Green flag is back in the air. There's that start-finish line. They go across, 2 to go. Still 29 cars on the lead lap. It is still anybody's race. Robert Doug back down to the bottom. Timothy Lewis gets a big push from Tommy D up front. Whoa! Looks like Lewis may have gotten a little bit of a bad bump. Now Tommy D has a run up top. He's got help from Worley. They're 3 wide back behind. Remember, in practice, we saw 4 and 5 wide. Looks like we're going to see some more of it. White flag is in the air. One more time around. One car is off track. Tommy D has the lead. It was Papa John Schmoopy. They're bumping and banging in the second pack. Everybody still pointed the right direction. Tommy D still has the lead, but Ken Worley just got pushed to the front. They're wrecking back behind. And there it is, the big one. As they come out of turn 4, Worley has the lead. It's going to be at the line. It is Ken Worley with the win at Talladega. Gary Ragland comes home in second, Tommy D in third. And before we talk to the top 3, let's get a quick look at the chaos. Back behind. And apparently there is quite a bit of it. There you see, one of the cars up at the front just gets pushed sideways. They're 3 wide. They squeeze down. Tillman has nowhere to go, and neither does half the field. That just piles into all that chaos. Another look at it from the blimp, and man, there's cars jumping up onto the... And a few cars, Jason Rome just gets sent. Wow. Worley gets the win here at Talladega. Let's see if we can get a word with our top 3. Starting with second place, Gary Ragland. Gary, congratulations on second and a wild final lap.
Is this? Hey, thank you, man. That was fun.
It definitely looked fun. Man, it was one heck of a fight between you guys up front. And after the white flag, everybody was going everywhere trying to make a move. Did you think you were going to hold on to it?
Yeah, it was crazy. I just got up on the top line and hope for the best.
Sometimes, man, it's all it takes. A great finish tonight, man. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
Tommy D comes home in third, and Tommy, I'll ask you the same thing. That white flag, you guys come out of turn 4 coming to the white, and everything was calm. As soon as that white flag flew, everything kind of popped off around and behind.
Yeah, that last lap was the whole race. That was fun as anything I've ever done in a while. But I was kind of surprised. Tim in the number 8 was in front of me on the outside line, and he's blocking a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just stay behind him. And then he went down low, and I'm like, oh, crap. And then 55, Jimmy P, he was behind me, and he got flipped sideways. Otherwise, I think it might have been a little bit different race. But, man, how much fun was that? 3 wide at the finish line. What a great race for Stormy Nationals.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations. A great finish.
Thank you for streaming for us, and we'll see you again soon.
My pleasure, buddy. And finally, our winner, Ken Worley. And Ken, I have to say, I honestly did not expect earlier on in the race, I didn't think you were making it to the end.
Yeah, had some tough luck there in the back. I usually like to start back and ride it out for a little bit, but it was a little rough there early on.
It definitely was. Having unlimited fast repairs helped, but you still had to come back through the field, and you got almost back to the front at one point, got caught up again.
yeah, right back to the back, and I don't know, I got lucky somehow, made it to the front again. But believe me, I don't know how.
Well, man, it was one heck of a run, one heck of a finish, and you definitely earned it tonight, buddy. Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys broadcasting for us, and appreciate all the great racing around me.
My pleasure, man. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Ken Worley gets the win at Talladega. And man, what a win it was. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did tonight. Don't forget, come back Sunday morning, 11 Eastern. We will have GT3 NSS on track Sunday night. SMR Gen 4 is back at 9:30 Eastern. And a lot of exciting new surprises coming this week and some fun stuff from the Unicorn. Make sure you tune in. We'll see you soon. Have a great night, everybody.